Once upon a time, two retired teachers decided to convert their garage into a pottery studio. Along with their daughter and son, they built a business around the idea that the world could use a little more art and a lot more artists. We're the Kaya family. Welcome to Wocky Pots. Hi everybody, how you doing? How you been? How are things? Shane and Diana here at Wocky Pot Studio for coffee time number 45. Yes. I cannot believe we've had this many episodes.
I know.
We got to go back and look at some of our older ones because we haven't watched them in ages.
And see how we've progressed.
How we've changed, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what are we going to talk about in this 45th episode of Coffee Time?
Well, I want to share first of all that we had our very first frost last
We
night.
did.
I scraped my nail on your truck window this morning.
And it was frosty. I knew we were probably going to get one.
Yeah.
The weather forecast had said for us to expect colder temperatures, and sure enough, we did get our first frost last night.
Yes. There is just something, though, about that little crisp, cold,
right,
crunch.
And we were out and about yesterday driving around, and the leaves and the trees, I've never seen them this pretty before. They are by far the prettiest I've ever seen the trees around here. The eastern shore of Maryland is not really known for its beautiful fall foliage, but it has been really, really pretty.
Stunning. The oranges have been so vivid this year. I don't think I've ever seen them quite that
I wonder
bright.
if it has anything to do with all the stink bugs there have been. Because lots of stink bugs, beautiful fall foliage. Who knows?
I don't think so. But we have had a lot of stink bugs too.
So what are we going to talk about?
Alrighty. Well, last week we had another glaze load that we put in and came out, and oh my gosh, there were some gorgeous pieces.
Some really
in
good
that
pieces.
one.
You don't see any on the table in front of us though from last week, and the reason for that is because most of the pieces sold. We pulled them out of the kiln Saturday, and again, I say this every time, but we got to stop doing this. It was the fourth Saturday in a row now where we were unloading glazed pottery from the kiln and then putting it into crates and then taking it right to our market setup. That is like we can't maintain that pace. We're not spring chickens anymore.
But we'll share some pictures of our favorites at the end.
Sure. Yep. So look for some pictures from the last glaze load at the end of our coffee time.
Yes. One of my favorites, the bee mug. We'll make sure that's there.
For sure. And if you want to go back and check out our kiln opening from last time, we did a kiln opening Saturday morning video.
Right.
We did the video Saturday morning. So if you want to check out the kiln opening from the day before yesterday,
you can see everything.
You get to see everything with that.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Because that is something else we did last week. It doesn't seem like it was last week.
Time goes by so quickly.
It does.
All right. So what else?
Oh well, that was it for the market, guys.
Yeah.
And it's really cool because we made it.
We did. We got through not just unscathed. We got through much more happy and revitalized and energized than I thought we were going to be. The market season started out as an unknown quantity for us. We had no idea what we were going to be facing. We set up at a couple of different markets in addition to the Chincoteague Island Farmers and Artisans Market at the very beginning, but it didn't take us too many setups at Chincoteague before we realized that we would be selling enough pottery at that one market that we don't need to set up anywhere else. In fact, we were struggling every single week to have enough pieces to put on the table, which is the reason for us unloading the kiln at, early in the morning on Saturdays.
And I remember originally we were thinking to ourselves, wow, we may end up with an empty table and we'll be sitting here just talking to people
about our pottery.
Talking about pottery. I mean, I was determined we were going to make it through. But it kind of challenged us and it helped us to grow so that we didn't realize what we were capable of. But we wanted to make sure we had something on the table every time, and we wanted to make sure there was something new every Saturday on the table.
It certainly pushed us. It really did. Because not only were we putting or filling up a table every week, but half of our setup every week was brand new stuff that had just come out that week. So when you look at it like that, the fact that we always set up with two tables, and it was usually a whole table that was brand new for the week, and it didn't matter if we what day we set up on. but we always had that new pottery, and that was a real challenge. We struggled at the very beginning, but we did kind of find our groove at the end.
We did.
And we figured out our limitations, and we figured out our timing. And I think next year is going to be absolutely stellar.
I think so
really
too.
is.
I have lots of ideas and things, so I'm already looking ahead to next year. But right now, I'm just like celebrating the fact that we made it.
We did.
We made it.
Yep. And as brand new potters,
yes.
like this is our first year setting up at any markets at all. And we've only been open as a studio for 2 years, and only been doing clay for a year longer than that, about 3 years, a little more now.
That's kind of for you. Wasn't really for me.
No, but you're even newer than me.
Yeah.
But the fact that we are brand new on this journey, and that we are having such a good time with it, it's astounding. Anybody out there, if you're close to retirement, I want you to realize that you can recreate yourself to do whatever you want to do. You're not stuck in one mode or one track your whole life. We are starting out brand new at pottery and just having an absolute ball with it.
It certainly makes you feel young again.
It does. It does.
Well, these items that you see here on the table are out here for a reason.
Special significance.
Yes. And we have them in order.
Also for special significance.
Because since the market season is over for the regular season.
We have 3 more market setups to go, but not for the regular Chincoteague Farmers and Artisans
So for
market.
that regular market that we did, Wednesdays and Saturdays, I kept records for the entire time.
Meticulously.
Yes. And I have discovered that our most popular for the entire season, no doubt about it, was our heart trinket dishes.
Our heart trinket dishes. We sold more of these than any other thing, and that's why it's here. Now, I can't remember exactly how many, but these were our number one seller at the Chincoteague Farmers and Artisans Market. And, maybe for a couple of reasons. Yeah, they're really cool, but also they're very portable. People can take them and...
Easy to pack.
Easy to pack up, right.
Inexpensive. Great to take back for a gift.
Yep.
So, and our number 2 most popular item were our ornaments. Now, a lot of people would think that the ornaments, it's just for Christmas, but that's not true. We sold seahorses and starfish and something other else I can't remember now.
All kinds of stuff.
We sold things that were like beachy looking ornaments, and people were buying them as souvenirs to take back home also. And so I have an idea that I should be doing more ornaments than what I had before.
In fact, we started selling our Christmas ornaments a month ago, right? A month ago we started with the Christmas ornaments, and people were buying them, completely buying all of them. That long ago.
I can't keep up with the snowflakes and the snowmen, so that's definitely something I've got to make way more of through the winter months.
Exactly. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to have holiday themed sets of ornaments. So, 4-leaf clovers for St. Patrick's Day and hearts for Valentine's, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because they don't have to be just for on a tree. They can be for anywhere.
Yep. So that's our number 2 seller was our ornaments. Yep.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Our number 3 seller.
The number 3 seller was our mugs. And this is just an example of mugs because we sold lots of hand-built and wheel-turn mugs.
All
right
sorts
now,
of mugs.
I would consider this my favorite mug. If it were just a little bit bigger, this would replace my normal coffee cup as my cup.
We need to see just how much that one holds.
We'll test it. I should try it and see.
Maybe next week he might be drinking out of that one. We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah,
but
you do love that.
But I do love this cup. It was turned on the wheel, and I was just screwing around with the texture, and I love how it turned out when you applied the glaze. But this is our 3rd most popular item from our market tables.
And our 4th most popular item were these lunch plates. We called them lunch plates. People use them for everything imaginable, from putting hand soap and lotion on them in a bathroom, using it as a tray, to putting jewelry on it on top of a dresser, to a catch-all by the door to put their car keys in, to hors d'oeuvre trays, you name it. It amazed me.
We sold lots and lots of those.
Yes.
Yep.
So, and then finally, our 5th most popular item for the market were our bowls. I'll say all sizes. Really,
most of those would have been hand or thrown on the wheel.
Thrown on the wheel, yes.
We did do a couple of hand built, but not many. Most of the bowls were done on the wheel, and that's an example of. I think that's 1.5 pounds of clay that I did on the wheel.
That's a great cereal bowl.
That'd be a good size. But this is the top sellers from our market tables for Chincoteague this season. 1, 2, 3, 4th, and the 5th most popular items. Now, there were lots of things that we sold that we only made a couple of, so we didn't include them. The butter dish went boom immediately as soon as we put it on the table.
And I just never got around to
Just never made another one.
So.
And I guess we're constantly at that stage where there are more awesome things to make than time to make all of the awesome things. So one of our goals for next year is going to be to absolutely set aside for some of those things we like to make, but just haven't had enough time to. I think we need to do that.
And of course, last week, one of the reasons we really didn't get to make a whole lot last week was we took some time to do some other things last week.
It was a very fun week.
It was. We went to Howl-o-Scream.
Howl-o-Scream at Busch Gardens, you guys. It was awesome fun. We had a great time. I did not have a coronary, which I'm not big on frights and scares and all that stuff. But it was so fun and so fantastic. We had a great time. I still think that one spider kid in the haunted diner place wasn't really an actor. I think they were an actual spider creature kid that was being held against their will. We did not go back to rescue that kid, so I hope they're okay.
And much to the upset of our son, and also to the scarers that are hired and in costume.
The cast members.
No one scared me.
She laughed like a hyena. Every time somebody would jump out, she would just giggle and say, "Oh, that's awesome." But I know what it's from.
Yes.
Diana's favorite video game is a zombie shooting game, The Walking Dead, where she gets to shoot zombies. And I think that she treated the whole experience like a video game.
Well, that diner, it really reminded me of
The Walking Dead?
Yes, it did. The way it was set up and it looked in there and stuff. And so these people would jump out and all I could think was, bam!
Right. They jump out and go, ah! And she's all like, blam, 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 blam.
I don't play a lot of video games, but that's the video game I play when we go to the arcade in Ocean City. And so, I liked that game, and that's all I could think was that I was playing it. I was in the game.
It was funny because she would laugh, and then the cast members would just go and turn around and go the other way. Like that's not the desired outcome, but we had a fantastic time. We saw a show, and it was absolutely stellar. It was fantastic. The food was great. We had a great time. And we were planning on spending the night in a hotel because we're old now, right? But we got in the car and it was 12:30 when we got home. We actually drove home from it, and we were tired, but we made it just fine.
Yes. And of course, we had other things that we were doing, but you had a highlight last week, and boy, have I been hearing lots and lots and lots about the highlight.
So I will definitely show a picture. I went and looked at a potter's wheel that is a kick wheel. Now, this is not motorized. It doesn't have a motor. You sit at it and you kick your foot against the bottom surface. It's a big round steel circle. And then that turns the wheel at the top, and that's how you make pottery. Now, kick wheels have been around for a very, very long time. In fact, there's evidence that they were invented in the city of Ur in Mesopotamia. Like in 3000 BC, that's when kick wheels were the first known ones were from, and there might even be some older ones that I don't know about. But I know for a fact that we're going on 5,000 years of using this technology to make pottery, and I am very excited to rescue this potter's wheel. It's been sitting outside on Chincoteague Island, exposed to the salt in the air, and it looks like a complete rusted out mess. However, it spins freely and it doesn't appear to have any wobbles or catches. So we're going tomorrow to rescue that potter's wheel. It'll be me and Diana and James and Carolyn. I don't know if Christopher's going to go or not because there's not a lot of room in our truck. But the whole thing, I'm guessing, will probably weigh about 250 pounds probably. Wow. So it's going to be heavy, but we got to lift it up, put it in the back of the truck. And the wheel itself is pretty ancient. I know for a fact it can't date before the mid 1970s. Sorry, can't date after the mid 1970s.
Okay.
Because in the mid 1970s, Amoco, which is a company that made this potter's wheel, Amoco merged with Brent, and after the mid 1970s, all Amoco wheels were labeled as Brent wheels.
Wow.
So it is at the very youngest mid 1970s, and it could be from the mid 1960s. So it could be even older than me. And I'm very much looking forward to knocking the rust off and refinishing the surfaces and getting that up and running. Now, I might absolutely hate using a kick wheel for pottery because you literally have to kick your foot on the wheel to keep it going.
Good exercise, I would think.
It's a good exercise for one leg. Right? So I might hate working on the wheel, but I think I'm going to love restoring this ancient piece of pottery technology. I heard from a person on Facebook who has that same wheel that has been stored outside in Minnesota, and it's their outside wheel, and they've been using it for 30 years outside. So I'm not at all worried about its sturdiness as long as the rust hasn't gone all the way through and made it structural and sound. But it looks like it might be good. So anyway, I'm going to start working on that, and hopefully by this time next week I'll have an update for you. It probably won't be finished, but it will for sure. I will for sure have been working on it and at least knock the rust off by then.
Yes. And I'll share the challenge of the week. And the challenge for me for the week was really not making anything last week. I glazed a lot. But then, after I thought about it, I'm like, I'm not sure that that's really my challenge because basically I kind of slowed down. I was tired. I was exhausted. And it
seems to me that the challenge is accepting the rest period.
Yes.
Because autumn is here, and it is a time, like if we were squirrels, we'd be putting acorns in a tree, right? Like gathering things up, and it's a time for calm and reflection, and a time to recognize the change from the hustle and bustle of the market season to a more relaxed and more relaxing experience here in the studio.
And I guess that's it for me because I'm a person who thrives on deadlines and structure and schedules and lists and check-offs and things like that. And so for me, last week was that sense of, okay, that part is slowing down and it's stopping. It's time to rest a little bit, time to rejuvenate and start making some new goals and things. So,
you know what it feels like to me? It feels like the end of the school year when we were teachers because we worked hard all year long and we loved the teaching.
The end.
But we hated the end of it.
The end.
I remember you crying every time the kids would leave on that last day. You'd get tears in your eyes.
I'd be waving in the school bus and everybody would be looking. She's crying again. Is there ever going to be a year she doesn't cry?
And that's because even as much as we loved the teaching and as much as we were looking forward to the summer break was extremely important. Anytime there's an ending or a change, it's a time of stress, really.
Right.
So the challenge now is for us to accept the change and get used to our new normal, which will be a little less edgy and a little less stressful for time, and then concentrate on the process of making our pottery. And we are way better and faster than we were at this time last year. A year ago, we were not nearly as capable nor as fast as we are now.
That's one of the things we've been talking about is we need to go back and watch some of our early videos just to see, what we were proud of at that moment in time versus what we're proud of now. And because it's always a growth, when you do something over a period of time, but it's kind of neat to see how far we may have come.
A form that would have been very difficult for me a year ago. Now I don't even think twice about it. I could make it with my eyes closed. And we change. Now the challenge is going to be to find new things to work on.
That's it.
Yep.
Well, let's talk about this week.
Okay, so this week,
Yes.
coming up is busy. We have already mentioned the fact that I'm going tomorrow
To pick up the
pick up the wheel.
Yes. We are going to actually get another glaze fire going either Tuesday night or Wednesday morning.
Right.
Because it has to be ready for the event that we're going to, not the market, but the event on Saturday. And Michael, of course, is adding to that load the pieces that he has going in for the folks to wear to show that they've paid. But we also are going to be setting some new goals this week. We've got to also get out the list for the new classes for the homeschool group coming in for the first week of November. I had wanted to do that last week, but it just got away from me. But I have a new goal.
Okay, what's that?
Okay. Over this winter.
Yes. Okay.
I want to make 10 new things, not 10 new pieces, but things that I've never made before.
Oh yeah, that's a good goal, to make new kinds of pieces.
Yes.
That's a great idea.
Yes, because, I've made lots of mugs. I've made lots of plates. I have made some bowls. But I want to make some things that I have just never tried to do before. And last week I shared the teapot. Well, I had never made a teapot. Why didn't I wait? That could have been one of my 10.
Well, you could make it a different way next time.
Yes,
possibly.
but yeah, I want 10 new things. I've got to challenge myself some way. So.
Well, good. I think that's pretty much my challenge too. Of course, making larger things on the wheel is always my challenge. So I've been trying to throw larger containers and vessels, larger bowls, and eventually I'll be able to plop 10 pounds on the wheel and make a really big bread bowl. So that's one of my things that I want to work on this winter. I want to make those larger pieces.
You also mentioned to me about using our kiln not for ceramics but for glass.
We bought this kiln on purpose because it's capable of doing slumping and fusing with glass, and because Carolyn is interested in glass work. I would very much love for us to do some slumping and some fusing with glass. I feel like we could kind of stretch our repertoire without having to change fundamentally how we do things here in the studio, because it's still using the same kiln. There's still a firing process. It still lasts and takes as much time. What will be different is what happens before it goes in the kiln. So we're going to be looking at making our own slump molds for glass. That's where you put the glass over top of a shape and the glass melts to
Can we
conform to
make
that shape.
that with ceramic?
We can, yes. We can make those out of ceramic, and then we can mold our own glass vessels from that. And very much looking forward to that.
Wouldn't that be fun? Okay, well, that'll be something.
So that's a new thing that I want to start.
And of course, this week we're going to start something else new.
What's that?
We're going to learn to play pickleball.
Oh boy, pickleball. My hip hurts. Did I tell you my hip hurts? My hip hurts, and she's going to get me out there on a pickleball field. I don't even know how to score a home run in pickleball. Is it like, do you play with a pickle?
Oh, be quiet.
I don't know why I don't know if they call it pickleball because the ball is a pickle, or if because the thing you hit it with is a pickle. I don't know why. But I guess
it's going to be fun. And my cousin Jennifer and her husband George.
Do you wear helmets? Is it like a headgear?
No. They're going to teach us how to do it. Safe. But, it's very important to get as much exercise as we can. And
is it like full contact?
Improve our health.
Is it full contact pickleball or touch pickleball?
Oh, you're just going to be so full of this.
Maybe it's flag pickleball, you guys. I don't know.
But it's going to be good for him. So we're going to do it.
With my gimpy leg. So we're going to try it.
Yes, we're going to do it.
We're gonna have fun.
It'll be fun.
We're gonna try.
It'll be fun.
Yep. And so. George is an EMT. So if I do fall out and my leg actually comes detached, he can reattach.
Well, and Jennifer's a retired nurse.
We're in good shape.
You're okay. You're okay.
Yeah, we'll be perfectly safe. I'm sure that the number of pickleball injuries that are in front of me are few.
Yes. So.
Anyway, that's the thing.
But other than that, this week we will hopefully actually make some things this week. So
I got my hands itchy for raku. I got to get some raku pieces, and I've been talking about it for the last couple of weeks. I have still not done them, so I'm gonna have to switch over and make some raku pieces. And when I do sit down to make, I'll probably make about 20 raku pieces.
And I'm honestly going to be making lots of ornaments this week. Mm-hmm. You know, the holidays are still heading this way, so I want to get a lot of them done. I'm making some special ones for the folks that I bowl with because, yes, I bowl on a league.
She's a really good bowler, you guys. She's not a really good bowler.
I am the worst on the league,
but
guys,
she's enthusiastic.
But it's okay. I have fun. It's wonderful. It's okay.
She's enthusiastic.
Yes. So, but I want to make little bowling pin ornaments and put our team's name on them.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
So, yeah. Yep. So I think that'd be nice to give them for Christmas. So.
That'd be awesome. So in addition to the ornaments and the raku things, we have to make sure we're all set up for Saturday's appearance and start thinking forward to the other two market appearances that we're going to have. Eventually, you know, I got to start thinking about that pug mill and getting some of our reclaim under better control. I don't even want you guys to see the pile of reclaim that is right over there on my wedging table. It's like 300 pounds of clay just staring at me.
It is not that much over there, but
it's probably not 300 pounds, but it's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot.
So, but
we got to wedge that up and get it taken care of.
So lots of things to do and lots of plans to make, and also lots of moments to stop and slow down and rest and be okay with resting.
That's right. It'll be a time for putting fires in the fireplace and roasting marshmallows and all that stuff. The next time we do a coffee time, it will be after Halloween. Because Halloween is coming up this week, we're looking forward to spending some spooky time with our friends, James and Chrissy and the kids from Hanson's Craftery. We're going to go trick-or-treating with them this year. I can't wait. I'm going to be wearing my Rainbow Bright costume. I think it's going to be fantastic.
No, you're not.
No, who's going to be wearing my Rainbow Bright costume? Somebody's going to have to wear it. Anyway, it's going to be a ball. We're looking forward to that whole experience. Yep. And what else do we have going on?
That is it.
Okay, guys, the next time you see anything from us, we will be in our post-Halloween sugar coma recovery phase. And then we'll be gearing up for our other shows, and you'll find out how we did at our next event, because the next coffee time will come after that event. So
wish us luck, guys.
Wish us luck. We are going to show pictures at the end of this of the pottery that came out of the kiln on Saturday. So do stay tuned for the pictures of the new pottery. And maybe I'll throw in a couple pictures from our last market setup as well, just so you can see them.
Yes.
Yep. Anything else?
Okay. Nope, that's it.
Okay. Thanks so much for watching. We appreciate it, you guys. Do hit that like and subscribe button. Hit the bell icon to be notified of new content. And as always, toodaloo, TTFN, ta-ta for now. Take care. See you later. Have a fantastic day, no matter where you're at. Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.